afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Hero of Reich, Defender of the Fatherland. We're all here for an exciting 1 vs 1 on Simwaski Wind here between Alcoholic fighting for Deutschland, for Reich, for the 3rd SS Panzer Division, Totenkopf, versus Southland fighting here for the Soviet Union, for the glory of Comrade Stalin and the 127th Rifle Corps. He's probably going here strict for partisan tactics, a rather rarely seen doctrine in 1 vs 1 as of late, but with radio intercept already off the bat, he of course will have a better idea of what Alcoholic's up to. Alcoholic, by the way, here with double pioneers, thus grabbing more territory initially himself. Grenadiers there following up. Toxins for him are Spearhead, Encirclement, and Elite Troops, and we got a bunch of Panzer Grenadier bullets here with a bit of infantry, and for Southland we got Mortar, MG, and infantry bulletins there, so rather interesting. And he starts out fact with a support bomb company himself, going with a maximum rather rapidly there, so a rather peculiar opening there from the Soviets. And they're going to use retreating there, basically sort of to speed up the process from arriving there and towards the base. It is what some players like to do in a particular map like Moscow, where sometimes it can take a bit of time, then just having them retreat right as they hit there can sort of, well, save a bit of time. Shave off a few seconds here and there. Just putting out here so far, west, south. Maxim following up here, wheel there. Made for the Tsarist army, hence the wheel and sort of being carried around like that. Since back then the army was largely footborne, in which case a wheeled machine gun made it easier to sort of tow it around. So MG42 following up then for Alcoholic, another Maxim there for Southland, another Maxim, rather heavy on support weapons already. Point there being secured, point here being secured. Alright, moves quickly on there for the fuel point. Might have decided something else. Here we got the other Maxim moving up, could of course use it to, well, pop it in, hit support with conscripts from the building, laying down a murderous suppressive fire. Silvulita admires the snow until the Russians rather spoils the view. Rushing up to the cover to quickly force the engineers back. There you go, Pioneers rushing. Oh! Maxim not quite well set up there. The Pioneers should be able to outflank, and actually Conscript will have to move into support here. Slight unfortunate development right here for Southland. There you go, Conscript making the most, and down to the Pioneers. MG40 quickly drop the Need 3. At the same time, Sensor Watch got nothing there, but the Grenadiers, the MG40 group move down here to support the Pioneers as they try to overcome the communist threat. Meanwhile, over here, looks like the engineers were forced away by the Pioneers. So, Alcoholic is making good progress there for Deutschland. And meanwhile, the Pioneers getting suppressed with the Maxim, finding some good shots there. Grenadiers following up there for Alcoholic. Pioneers there finally getting a move on again. Engineers are back, should probably move out as quickly as possible. And Pioneers rolling away. There you go, the second gun is what arrives for Alcoholic. Should he also retreat those, or would he be too preoccupied at the front line to do that? MD42 coming up, he looks like he's going up with the fuel point there, falling a bit back there into the village proper. Nothing further from Southland, actually floating a bit of manpower there. Conscripts entering to the village centre. No support weapons. MG42 making around there for the church. Maximus couldn't move up there, so take up position there for some lay down a murdering fire around here. Kill up some fascists. And Maximus taking position here. Not getting into the building, for example, which I think will leave the less management there for Southland, but looks like it has to have it there. Maybe sort of something like a mortar on the way for Southland. I mean, surprisingly little infantry at the moment for Southland, but increasingly large number of support weapons. Nothing further thereon. Still floating a bit of manpower there, again something he should be a bit careful about. Unless of course he's planning maybe sort of a surprise there with the parts, but even then the amount of manpower he has might be a bit excessive just for that. And he's getting a second mortar now. That is a pretty interesting build. 2 Maxims, 1 conscript, then 2 mortars. Now he's getting more conscripts there, so he's actually adding in a bit more infantry, but certainly quite a few support weapons there for the Russians. Cheap and plentiful, and certainly a bit difficult there to knock out. So the question of course here, what will Southland be planning with these mortars, these little mortar batteries, or preparing to sort of wield against Alcoholic? who has himself actually tagged up here pretty rapidly. 2 grenadiers, 2 pioneers, and MD42. Sort of decent if you can sort of keep things a bit mobile there, but certainly quick, rapid tech up there as well. Like to make a nice company. Might see some Panzer Grenadier. That would be good for him, in particular with the bullets they sort of poured into them. That would something they could benefit from, then throwing maybe a half track. There you go, engaging the knockdown mode setting up here. Though rather out on the road, they're a bit of a not too good position. Got Pioneer unit flanking in. Looking a bit grim here for Southland. We'll try calling up some parts and still trying to do for that, but there you go. Roughing it against the Maxim. Almost wiped it. Pioneers are suppressed. More engineers bring up the flamethrowers. Got one more to find there. Got conscripts joining in the battle. House taking a hit. There you go. Flamethrowers scorching the grenadiers out in the open in the middle of the road. Both mortars now they're beginning to sort of fire away here at Alcoholics troops. At the same time, got conscripts flanking up. They could try and hit him behind of Alcoholics position as well. Good. If that happens for him, anyways. Otherwise, it's good for Alcoholic if it doesn't. Again, a lot of damage there. Roughneck versus the mortar crew. Almost wiped out there, rather low in health, but still more durable than the German mortar crew. We are seeing them doing some damage there. They're not an awful lot at the moment. Mortar crew there is wiped out. Small loss there for Southland. Still, he's able to push away all of Alcoholic's troops, settling behind on an MD42. And Maxim there recruit. Conscripting up there, might trying to recruit the mortar, I suppose. Nothing further here though. Still feeling a bit of manpower. And of course, if he spots this, he could pop in a parts and unit pop in behind there. Nope. Panzergrenadiers or scout or half track immediately after Alcoholic. It's instead the scout car, the Leichte Panzerspielwagen, the 221, based on a civilian car design, by the way. Though not the first scout car the Germans actually used. That was another scout car. I can't quite remember it, but that was a sort of a. It actually looked an awful lot like the M3A1 actually.
We have a new scout car.
Except it had an MG34 and some other bits, and it wasn't really used to sort of transport troops about, but sort of visually it actually resembled it notably. Fun facts there. Got a fuel cache up here. Position wise, I mean, I'd rather see it up here, but I suppose I can see that it's basically where he's just going to get harassed and knocked out here. Of course, it's going to be sort of in the mix of his forces, and if he can shield it, probably, of course, it's going to be alright, but there's going to be some issues there. Maxim sitting up there, ensuring the Germans won't be able to use their raster fuel. And there you go, Panzer Grenadier following up here for the 3rd SS, and there you go, 222 engaging. Fuel cache is up, look, might get knocked out here. In that regard, we do see a bit of a, flaw here from what Southland did. Mortars running down there on the 222, does need to be a bit careful for that. Can't just move ahead here. Anti-tank grenades have been upgraded here for Southland. And there we go, AT grenade off. Damage the engine. Southland could do with a bit more aggressive flanking or something, but we'll of course have to see what happens next. Lots of mortified here. We're seeing here that Alcoholic is pulling back his MD42. Is probably, that is, Southland is perhaps not aware of his MD42, then nonetheless, Alcoholic is pulling it back to the severe increment of mortar bombs dropping down there. MD42 moving up there, engineers repairing that fuel cache. Maxim in a bit of a bad position, Grenadiers holding up there at the same time. Maxim opening up there on the Grenadiers. Of course, still got the 2 mortars, can make any sort of position. Actually, a bit difficult to maintain for Alcoholic due to the amount of artillery that will be dropping down. Flamethrowers joining in as well. Rather brutal engagement right here. Rather brutal engagement. The MD42 they should be able to do a good job here. Whereas the Southland is a nice heavy cover there, so unless Alcoholic decides to focus, or Southland decides to focus on him, could actually slow down any movement in fact, force him to retreat. So not too careful. Engineers, pinned, conscripts pressed. But no! Look here what Southland does. He actually caught in the smoke screen on it. It might not kill it, but at least ensures the MD42 is basically useless until the smoke lifts and forces him out to move forward into further close line there and move it elsewhere. So I mean that's a quick, neat little trick there. You actually can use versus MD42s and other weapons. Just lay down a smoke screen. At the same time, we got Parsons here paying the PPH-40s and arriving here behind German lines. Conscripts close getting wiped out here, but losing damage here on the 222. Got coming up into the building. Mortar going to bring death down here. Panzerblitz moving forwards. It's the glory of Deutschland. Maxim setting up here, opening up the Panzer Grenadiers. Some hectic action here. There you go. Parts moving from behind. MD42 could be a lot of trouble. Building collapses. Counter-support looks there to have been wiped out inside or elsewhere, killed elsewhere. But there we go. We got parts moving forward. There's something saying into the MD42. Could wipe it out. Could wipe it out. Scout car abandoned. Scout car abandoned. The MD42 makes it. And there we go. He makes off with the 222 right under the Germans' noses. Panzer Grenadiers can't do anything because they're pinned, and the Pioneers are too far away. All they can do is, shout obscenities at it. God damn verdammte Russen. Stealing our cars now, is it? Just you wait until I steal myself some weapon with longer range. But there we go. Southland has been able to score himself an armoured car here from German stocks. Mortier still remaining. That's basically all he's got at the front line at the moment. Well, that and the Maxim down there. He's not really got a lot of territory still. He's been able to do a lot of damage to Alcoholic there. A lot of damage. He's rather low in infantry. And well, also support weapons.
Yes, brother. Shoots in here.
He's lost one Grenadier squad as well, but still 2 Panzer squads can certainly help turn the tide here if Alcoholic plays his cards correctly. Still no sign of a doctrine though. I mean, elite troops could help with stun grenades, for example. Troop chain could also use T-43s and all that. Or encirclement with his stormtroopers, maybe a bit of sprint could also help him out here. And maybe sort of pass through the gauntlet of Motor Doom.
Standing by.
222 there being repaired. We got Pioneers heading northwards here. Mortars firing away. And he's actually laying down a smoke screen, probably in preparation for actually moving into the village again, though he probably should have waited till his troops were a bit further forward, but that's actually a good way to sort of basically just ensure he can take some of the territory here safely. So very interesting there, of course it is based on the assumption that his opponent sort of placed himself here and not here, but nonetheless, very interesting move there, very interesting. It's rare to see players actually put so much effort into smoke here as Southland, so definitely bears pointing out and bears watching, I would argue. He could stand to be a bit more aggressive. I mean, he's basically delivered a crushing blow there to our current course. He still needs to rebuild, but at the same time, I think he could have pushed a bit further forwards here and there with a bit more vigour. More infantry would be good in that regard. We got here a tank of tank command going up. Alrighty. We got the Pioneers being handed down with the 222. One more hit, he can't get him. Ah, no. Damn it, I've got another smoke screen here being laid down. Southland certainly seems rather methodical here. We've got more partisans arriving, this time with a LMG-42 pelted off some dead German soldier. Or stolen from some ammunition layer after a raid somewhere in who knows where.
There are local partisans ready to join forces with us.
Partisans could set up here, they could just try and take away the fuel point, that would be good for them. Other parties moving up there, could go for the point there, so in that regard we are seeing a bit of pressure there from Southland against Alcoholic. Alcoholic, is he taking up further? Yes indeed, he could go for support armor core next. Add in some armor himself, some panzers, strike down some Russian hands with Maxim here a bit of trouble there, the panzers up close, got mortar fire raining down. Promising doom from above. One bench was one, the other one not quite as much. They're flanking in though. Maxim wiped out though. Maxim wiped out. Looks like others have picked Gabaldi Laden there for the Panzer Grenadiers who extinguished their lives. He's falling back a bit. He could consider light machine gun bar away for a bit of extra firepower. Partisans here finally getting a move on there. Partisans, in the case of the Russians, were actually usually a mix of Russian soldiers who'd sort of been left behind doing Barbarossa, or in some cases, well, paratroopers after failed paratrooper operations, which then also ended up joining the partisans. There were of course other units, but they tended to operate less well with the Soviets in many cases. They weren't exactly fans of them, which the Germans were in some cases actually able to take advantage of. So, little fun fact there. They were sort of a, well, mixed with whatever they could grab from the Germans, and maybe whatever was dropped in from the Soviets as well. That, and in some cases also, you know, tricks they learned from the Brits as well. Some airdrop from the Brits, for example, Polish partisans, I believe, made some use of it. Some Sten gun-based designs and the likes. The Panzer here moving forwards. Panzer IV there arriving. Alcoholic still rather short on the troops department. No sign of a doctrine there. No sign of a doctrine. Still we are seeing here that Southland is making progress, taking territory. Maxim could do maybe with a half trip to help enforce the front. We've got a T-34-76 moving up. Quick rifle here clearing out the Maxim crew by the looks of it. 2-2 being held back a bit here in reserve, it seems. Few upon there taken. Engineers being able to connect. We got the Panzer come flying through, they're mobilising. Panzer going to be crossing the street here. Assault going up here. Grenadiers need to pull back, they're low on health. It's down to poor Jürgen. Meanwhile, Sturmbannführer. No, not Sturmbannführer. Wochenführer. Dieter advances. Meanwhile, Panzer with a full back damage engine there. Scout car on the ice here, pouring down, and the other is Panzer Grenadier there. Fritz falling down. While Yuri enjoys his new fancy German car. T-34-76 pulls up. And looked like that was something that was politically taken there. But now we got majority of map control there to Southland, actually controlling most of the map there versus Alcoholic. Panzer IV slowly rolls forwards. Mortar round will fly down there. They're getting off a few shots, not quite penetrating. Actually, close to it. 2 needs to get that 2 out of there before it gets knocked out. He might be a bit too slow there, might be a bit too slow. Ah, too slow there. Southland. And to tank Panzer arriving in this case with a trio of PTRS 40s. So not PTRS 40s, just PTRSs. The T-34 flanks in the Panzer with the damage engine. You might see some there we go. Good hits there from the Partisans, taking them further down in health. Suppressed though, but still the Panzer IV is big enough for them to hit if they get off another volley. Then again, right, he keeps them moving, that allows the Panzer to get closer here and with them suppressed there. The Panzers don't have to worry about anything, so up close they can actually wipe them out there. Bit of forehanding there by Southland maybe. Panzer IV though is down, Panzer managed to sneak off with 1 PTRS there. Anti-tank Panzer there, wide out the MD4 to get out of there. And note again, in this case he just lays down a smoke screen, which actually ends up I think saying the Panzer more and the MD4 more, and there wasn't really any infantry operating there, so then again it could also be in a belayed order. Either way, 3 and 8 kills versus 1 victory. 2 other parts moving down there. We are seeing Alcoholic really being pushed back, and now he needs to consider throwing in at least an anti-tank gun, and then maybe throwing in a Stug or another Panzer IV, but a bit more anti-tank there would be quite helpful there versus Southland. But time here for the mid-game analysis counter situation. Alcoholic is suffering losses, infantry and armor-wise. He's having a hard time controlling the centre. Southland, while not the most sort of hyper-aggressive player, nonetheless sort of pushes slowly, very methodically using smoke a great deal. Has sort of managed to push him back, done some great kills here and there, also having, you know, parts appear from time to time, sort of cause a bit of a mess. And he's got, well, victory point-wise though, Alcoholic at the moment does have a bit of an advantage there, but I imagine Southland could quickly turn that around if he wants to. But he's sort of making good progress now. He should sort of consider preparing further on. A fuel caches or ammunition cache could then be a good thing for Southland. He could also consider fortifying the centre with mines or maybe demo charges and maybe a few field guns in the long run. We still haven't seen any doctrine from Alcoholic, and there could be a chance there for a Tiger or a Tiger Ace, in which case further preparations could certainly do a lot to derail that. Again, mines and field guns tend to be sort of a very good thing for dealing with either of those, and certainly doing a lot of harm. Of course, he's got anti-tank parts and also marked vehicle, but still, if he can sort of already catch it with a mine, that can do a lot there for Southland. Otherwise, further pressure around the points, grabbing more and sort of pushing forward, that would be good for Southland. A half-track to allow him to reinforce at the front line would also be a good measure, but another T-34-76 would also. For Alcoholic, things are looking a bit grim. He needs some armour out, Panzer IV, Stug, but also Pak 40 for some anti-tank defences will help deal with the T-34-76. Otherwise, he needs to be a bit more considering his attacks. He needs to clear up the mortars, for example, trying to sort of attack up through here, get behind them. Would be a very good move, though of course he'd need to clear up the Maxim here in the building first, which would actually slow down any flanking attempt there. In that regard, another option would be to sort of try and go for larger assault in the far right flank and sort of get behind everything there. That could also work out. But he needs to be careful. He also needs to make sure he doesn't suffer any needless infantry losses, because right now he can't really afford that. Particularly if he can get the Panzer Soviet 2 and above, that's really going to help him versus all the Russian infantry and support weapons. But it's still going to require a bit of speed that he can't really afford to slow down during an assault, because otherwise the mortars will begin tearing him apart. So there really needs to be a bit of speed there in that regard. A half track could also be an option for Alcoholic to help quickly speed him through, drop out the Panzers, for example, next to the support weapons, quickly clear them out, move on, or even grab the mortars. I mean, there are a few options then there for Alcoholic to consider versus Southland. Another option, of course, would also be Stormtroopers. Get out some of those, maybe with a Panzerschreck, just going for that for the single Panzerschreck, by the way, instead of double there, which means less munitions expended. Sprint could also help him in some regards. I mean, overall, they're sort of all valid options in their own way. Right now, Alcoholic needs to focus on just doing some damage without suffering too much himself, and also getting another Panzer IV. Fuel caches would also be of help to him, in particular since he's currently not controlling any fuel points. But let's return it to the right. Defense for the rank pass. They need some repairs, by the way, but there we go. Schneller Heinz getting off a Panzer there, damaging the T-34-76. Mortars turning up, firing away. Partisans need to get away. Down to a single poor soul. There you go, gets out. More constants moving up. Mortar him up, setting up a bit too far ahead now. Right here, Molotovs would have been good, but looks like he's not actually researched them. But there we go. Ends up retreating, and there we go. Some really good hits there from the mortars up close. Very close there to Veteran 3 there for the Veteran 2 mortar. That's definitely only going to help Southland further. Second Panzerkampf flank on the way there for the SS. The third SS, known in the German army for getting the job done. This, if you were to look at some of the memoirs of different field marshals and the like, they'll talk really positive about it. What they'll generally not talk about is the huge casualties that usually rack up in the process. And they rather had a knack for that, actually. Panzers moving forwards there, closing in eventually 2. Constable, they're taking losses. Also, fun fact about the SS, which is generally not talked about, is, of course, usually won't talk about the elite, but they actually had access to more infantry in each of their battalions, which also allowed them to sort of do more things and certainly also suffer more casualties in the fight. NG-40 they're almost wiped out here by the Constable with the PTRS. Panzer slowly moving forwards. Very close there to Vector 2 with one squad, and again, higher lethality versus the Russians. We've got a T-70 around here, that's only going to make things a bit more unpleasant for Alcoholic, though the Panzer IV is arriving. Setting up in the church. I would have figured, you know, he used the one with the PTRS in the church, and that way you could have a more stable anti-tank position. Instead, the ones running out. There we go, Vector 2 on the other Panzer. There we go, T-70 being flanked here by the Panzer IV. Quick PTRS shot there does a bit of damage. Looks like the T-70 won't get away. Trying to escape here. Anti-tank Panzer coming up with a Panzerschreck. Anti-tank grenade as well. Damage engine. Careful, Vorsicht, Alcoholic. Then they get close to getting murdered. Forced to fall back here. Sturmbannführer Heinz Hartmann tries to desperately salvage his Panzer IV before he gets it on fire. Point up there being secured. Victory point advantage slowly being pushed towards Southland. Further losses there for Alcoholic. Lost another Grenadier squad. He's lost quite a few there. Panzer assaults are closely getting wiped out here. The mortars are definitely doing their job alongside everything else here. Southland though is throwing a lot of munitions, and again a few mines in there could do a lot for him actually. Grenadiers arriving.
Are securing our territory.
Again. Quite a few Grenadiers have been lost in this battle so far.
Never thought I'd miss Africa. Standing by.
Second T-34 there running for Southland. But really, mines here, mines here. Perhaps a mine here could actually do a lot of good there for Southland. Would blow up any sort of infantry advances, but also armor advances, and could catch any tanks with that. That would certainly be good for him. Would also make the job easier for, say, the anti-tank partisans here with their Panzerschreck. Can't just saying about they're wondering why they get the Panzerschrecks and they don't. Because they stole them, Yuri. They stole them. The true Soviet way. So remember, if you want one, steal it yourself. T-34 76 arriving. Panzer IV effects bereit once more. Pentelmount machine gun going up there to help deal with all the infantry there rushing forwards. Passing forwards there. Rather aggressive assault. Using the Panzer IV there for cover, not a bad idea by the way, and there we go, Vector 2 for them as well. Maxim there close getting wiped out, not sure why he doesn't reinforce it. T-34 moving ahead here, Panzer rushing forwards. Panzer Partisans moving in as well. Panzer wanting to be a bit careful there. Panzer, oh dear, bad move here, bad move. They're actually rushing out into the open. He's ordering them to do that, and he does cut them waste. It's mostly being laid down here as well by Southland. Interesting decision in this case. I'm not entirely sure why laying it down here. It's not like it was widely threatened, but apparently decided to do it nonetheless. Concentrating to the church and getting out of it, as it turns out to be very, very structurally unsafe. NG-40 almost right on there. Go, we got Panzer finally flanking, get tank here. The mortar crew almost got it. Almost got it. A bit too slow there though to get close enough. Still managed to force away the mortar crew. That should certainly help a bit here in the centre where there's going to be less firing down. But there you go, Maxim picked up on the position. Quickly seeing the Panzers running in the end, though he could have rushed up the Panzer IV, I think, to knock out the Maxim crew there in the house. But we're seeing Alcoholic here, but not a lot of territory at the moment. We need to do something about that. Need to strike out on his own. We're getting another pioneer squad there to help with repairs. Not bad, not bad. And we've got Spynet. We're going and actually telling Southland where Alcoholic is on the battlefield here.
Pioneers ready for assignment.
Good, good. He's still flooding quite a bit of munitions, and again, mines would be an absolutely good choice here. We got a half track though actually arriving. The M5 half track.
Half-track has been assigned to our force. The enemy has
Quickly moving up here for the Soviet Union. And getting it the anti-air package there, the crap mower.
Supply lines have been cut.
With its quad 50 caliber machine guns.
Neutralizing a sector.
Being surprisingly passive, despite what we're seeing here being done by Alcoholic, we're not losing any counterattack from Southland. No T-34 striking back here, trying to take back territory or anything. And again, to some extent, he's not been done very much. He's just expending resources here on Spy Network. We got another smoke screen here. In this case, an active force, Alcoholic then sort of have to break through once he got the assault, which means he has to get close to the weapons. Transforming up, the T-34s need to respond. T-34s need to respond, but they're not. Anti-tank part is all bit, so they're getting burned alive. Not looking good, they're not looking good. And wiped here by the Panther IV. Excellent shot there, putting an end to the threat to the Panther Wagner from that angle. Of course, Southland could also always call in another partisan tank hunter unit. There we go, breaking through the centre again, and no mines here to slow down Alcoholic's advance. Not even a single bit of barbed wire. AA half-track moving up, they could play into the infantry. T-34s don't need to attack, and there we go. They could actually pull off an assault through here, get behind the Panther IV. That would actually be a good, well-executed assault there, in particular since Alcoholic is lacking out of tanks to cover up any flanks. Panther was on the run there. Close being wiped out. There you go, Panther IV deep shicer. Needs to blitz, he needs to blitz and get back to base before he gets knocked out here. Would be an absolute waste. We've got Panther IV focusing how close this veteran to, and there we go, veteran 2. Using further losses here, we finally got a pack 40 arriving here for Alcoholic. We need to get that Panther IV back to base. And a partner should actually then go for elite troops and train it up to get it to the Orcs Veteran 3, which again would be quite helpful for Alcoholic. Still losing territory there. T-34 pulling back, but we're still not seeing any sort of, you know, mining attempts there from Southland. He, by the way, needs to get the engineers up to the half track to get them reinforced. Otherwise, mines, meaning. There we go, Pack 40 finally arriving. Pack 40 finally arriving. Getting another machine gun there for Southland. I can't help but feel that might be a bit the wrong decision here. Considering how late we are into the game and how much he's actually got, they can sort of blast the infantry into, you know, a fine paste. Also one mortar there that has been abandoned. More engineers would do Southland good. A field gun maybe to prepare for any heavy armor that could potentially arrive for Alcoholic. It rather seems like Southland is sort of forgetting about that potential outcome that, you know, his opponent might hit him with Tiger tanks or even a Tiger Ace, which is generally something a bit dangerous to do. Sandbanks being laid down here. So instead, in the moment, Southland seems to be focusing on all the infantry Alcoholic has, but at the same time also seems to be focusing on a slightly more defensive posture, instead of again trying to push Alcoholic, bleed him out a bit further. And again, that could give Alcoholic time to sort of rebuild and prepare for another assault. Victory point-wise, he's still got time, as it's not like he's going to be immediately bled out, though. Victory points are definitely now on the advantage of Southland. Mortar recruit, by the way, good, good. I mean, that guy again having a half-track as the Soviets does give you a bit more resilience to the front line as well, ensuring you don't have to constantly run back and forth. So that's nice to see there. Panzer is sitting up here, preparing for the assault. Panzer IV moving up there with its Schutzen, which were primarily, by the way, meant to sort of help deal with anti-tank rifles. Later stuff, quite not as much, and they were later basically downgraded to wire mesh to sort of help deal with bazookas and the likes. Since that was figured to actually work better than West with the full armoured plate Schutzen, there was actually thought it might actually help bazookas and start to actually penetrate the armour of the Panzer IV. Fun fact there. T-34 actually flanking in here. Good job there, not sort of charging head on, but trying to sort of hit the exposed sides. And there you go, Veteran 2 increased rate of fire there. Second T-34 following up. Panzer IV rolling ahead. Shots fired. Down to half health there. Rather good fortune there for Southland. Both T-34 shots there managed to penetrate the veterans into Panzer IV Strike Armor. Grenadiers up here in a bit of trouble. Going to have to fall back.
HMG ready for action.
Ready for orders.
Sergeant, the city wonders inside of his tanks if he should maybe consider pushing forwards. Or if he should insert himself a nice glass of vodka. There you go, Panzer IV moving ahead. He's actually not repaired it though. What are you thinking, Alcoholic? Get it repaired, get it fixed. Get it fixed. Still no sign of a doctrine, by the way, from Alcoholic. No sign of a doctrine. Certainly a bit worrying. I've got the partners here not being reinforced either. They should be reinforced and forward to the front line of the field. Could do a bit of good there. Veterans, you see there. They have to do a bit for some infantry. But at the same time, it seems like Southland isn't really intent sort of trying to crush his opponent. There you go, Alcoholic has gone for lead armor. He's playing for a Tiger Ace. Bit regrettable here. But again, if Southland, prepares properly, it's not going to be a huge issue. The problem is, there's no real preparations there. Again, it's pounding ever, figured into his mind. Oh, we're finally seeing a mine here, almost 20 minutes into the game, but that's only up on the flank, nothing sort of for a direct assault. And we only got one field gun. You still got the T-34s activating them out here to attack the enemy space, which, considering the timing, might be a bit dangerous now.
Anti-tank mine set to go.
But more mines will be needed, otherwise anti-tank parts is maybe sort of getting at the right spot, and some Mark V. He's also constantly using spy networks to some extent. He should be careful about that. I mean, it does take away munitions now from other things that could be more useful. But there you go, Tiger Ace arrives from the 101st SS Panzerabteilung. A veteran moves ahead. Panzer moves in there again. Damage! Why isn't Alcoholic fixing it? Shot fire there, bounced off. Rather lucky there, those on the ice. That T-34 could have been sunk. Pack 40 taking a rather poor position. Panzer need to retreat here. Alcoholic needs to be careful. He's really dangerously extending his resources. He's end up losing. There you go, Tiger Ace on the ice. Okay, he missed the chance to knock it out on the ice. That was pretty much sure one shot then. That was extremely risky by Alcoholic. I mean, one shot, GG. T-34 taking heavy damage. Panzer IV getting up another hit. The T-34 needs to pull back for repairs. Field gets setting up, but again, if only it had laid down some mines. I mean, hell, the partisan can lay down mines. But again, he rather failed to take advantage of that as well. And that's another good reason to actually use partisan. They can lay down mines for you. Now the Tigers been getting here. We see another mistake here by Southland actually. After to hit his field gun, instead of showing to keep much range here. Each set makes it easier for the Tigers to get him with close range to make it work. And there you go, he's ramming it! He's ramming the Tiger Ace! Down to half health. Field gun though is knocked out. T-34 needs to get behind it. Nice hit there, actually penetrating. Got Mark vehicle as well though, a bit late. I feel a bit late. He should have had that even when the field gun was firing. Tiger Ace getting away there, Grenadiers in trouble as well. Panzer IV being repaired. All on the nerves here of Southland. He can get his party to appear from the building. He probably could knock them out. To the Panzer VI. Another T-34 there on the way for Southland. He needs to attack, he needs to flank. Take the T-34 back there, drive it around here and hit in the rear. Alongside the A half, you have to deal with the Pioneers. Smoke being laid down. Partisans not really doing anything. No sign of, well, anything further really could help deal with the Tiger Ace. Receiving road 14 from the damaged engine. Laying down high explosive 88mm rounds there into the Russian infantry. The T-34 they're rolling forward, but heavily damaged. He's going to ram it again. That might be his only charge. No! Pack 40 set up and knocks it out. And right now things are utterly falling apart here for Southland. A few critical mistakes rather ended up costing the game despite having played rather nicely and in a manner I rarely ever see. That's certainly a bit unfortunate. T-34 out of control there. That was definitely just a senseless assault there. At this point, rather is GG there, and there we go. Game over. Southland just seems to leave and not surrender. So game over there. A loss for Southland, despite again some very good smoke tactics, some nice assault tactics, actually relying heavily on support weapons in a manner that doesn't exactly strike you as cheesy. The problem was though, while he's good at anything, his defensive operations does not seem to be it. Again, there was a distinct lack of mines, no real barbed wire, Field guns were actually set up in a rather poor position, which only again made it easier for the enemy tanks to knock it out. And there are no further field guns. Again, he didn't really seem to factor in the possibility of it actually happening, which, well, rather cost him here. And even then, he was actually close against the Tigers. So again, had there been just a few more mines, had there been a single, another field gun, again, had the one he had been set up better, he probably could have won this. But it didn't quite happen. Rather here, Alcoholic, despite his mistakes, still pulled through. I mean, Alcoholic could have himself flanked a bit better. He could have stand to, himself laying down some better defences. But at least he made decent use of the Panzer gunners, and the Panzer Force certainly also helped him quite a bit there. But there were certainly some flaws there. And again, had it not been for that Tiger race, but at the same time, had Southland simply prepared better, I mean, that always depends sort of how you want to view it. If you really hate the Tigers, of course, it'll be a damn Tiger race. But of course, if you're a bit more sensible, of course, realise, well, he could easily knock it out had he prepared just a bit better. But at the same time, I suppose there's a bit of luck in it here. But either way, though, it could have been avoided had Southland simply been better prepared. Which, again, as all considering his playstyle, does strike me as a bit odd. He apparently never factored a Tiger race into his plans. But there you go. Anyways, GG. Game over. Or rather than fight again, main regards again, the smoke uses here by Southland really was great. And again, I really like players sort of take note of it and again consider using it themselves like that. Again, using it to just sort of clear out an MG4 to these forces who not fire, cover up an assault so you to sort of get better into positions and the likes. Also nice to see partisans being used generally, but again he could have used them a bit better as well. At times I feel sometimes a bit too passive, but again he could have used them to lay down mines. But anyways, game over. Hope you learned something. Hopefully got some ideas for your own matches. If you did, why not subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send a replay and provide some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Linking. Cheers and thank you all for watching. Bye.